Here we go. The Tank Pod episode 4. Our most anticipated episode. I already have people asking me questions about where we're headed with this. Jack put out a teaser video yesterday, and it got some attention. So we're not going to screw around. We're just going to jump into it. And Jack, you've put together your mock draft. Is that correct?
Yes, I have.
Okay, what do you see happening on? It's Thursday, right?
It starts Thursday, yeah.
Okay, what do you see? How do you think this thing's going to go down?
All right. You may think that my mock draft will be different than from what other experts are saying, but it's my opinion. I don't care. All right, so we're going to hop into this thing, shall we? So our first overall pick, it's got to be Joe Burrow, top player in the nation, won the national championship. He's going to go first overall. He also won the Heisman.
Now, where's he going to go, though?
The Cincinnati Bengals.
So you don't think they're going to trade? You think they're going to stay pat and then they're going to take Burrow?
No, on the mock draft simulator I made, it's not going to let me make trades because if I make a trade, it's not going to let me select any players.
Oh, okay. But you don't think Cincinnati's going to trade? You think Cincinnati, they're going to hold that number 1 and they're going to take Burrows?
Yeah, they're definitely going to do it.
Okay, and you like that pick?
Uh-huh. So then the second pick.
Okay, hold on. Before let's talk first pick for 1 second. Okay, so you are 10 years old.
Yes.
You are in what grade?
I just finished 5th. We're done.
Okay, so 5th grade. Yeah, so you're a 6th grader now. So, professional sports team wise, like, what is your take on Cincinnati? Like, do you know much about the city? Does that seem sexy? Like, if you were Joe Burrow, would you be excited to go to Cincinnati?
So I am not sure. There was some news that Joe Burrow looked to advice from Peyton Manning about being drafted by a bad team. You know how Peyton Manning was drafted by the Colts and the Colts were not so good back then?
Yes.
Okay, so I think with the advice he has got from Peyton Manning, he's going to actually feel a little bit better being drafted by the Bengals.
Okay, so you think he's going to be okay going to Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Okay, so Burrows, number 1, Cincinnati. Number 2, who you got?
Washington Redskins select Chase Young, defensive end out of Ohio State.
And that's the kid from the Buckeyes. So the Redskins, have they ever decided on who's their quarterback? Like, who's in charge there, Redskins offensive wise?
I think it's going to be Alex Smith because he's going to come back after like a year and a half long injury, and he may have some rust from not playing in an NFL game since like 2018, maybe even 2017.
And then they drafted Haskins last year, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah, last year he was the starter for about half the games, and Case Keenum was the first half.
Gotcha,
so
okay.
Now Alex Smith will be the starter.
Gotcha, with Haskins backing up. So you like Washington getting a defensive guy. The best defensive guy available makes sense.
Yes. Because they need some help on the defensive line. They really do.
Okay, what do we got? Who's number 3?
The Lions select Jeffrey Okudah, a cornerback out of Ohio State.
Okay, again, I don't know very much about that guy.
So he came from Ohio State. He actually did pretty well. NFL Network has not been talking about him very much, and there are some trade talks that maybe they'll trade with like a quarterback needing team, so they could select like Tua or Justin Herbert 3rd overall. Like, for example, you've got the Miami Dolphins, which on like a segment on Good Morning Football, they did like a pretend draft where the Lions got the 18th, 27th, and 39th picks from the Dolphins, while the Dolphins only got the 3rd pick.
Whoops, that was kind of the thing they practiced today, right? The Zoom or whatever with the practice of the draft.
Yeah.
Now, did you follow along much with that today? Because I didn't follow up, but I saw, I believe it was a tweet at some point. They said they had technical difficulties with the draft, so that kind of worries me.
Yeah, I watched that Good Morning Football episode, and I think the technical difficulties will be minor. It's just kind of take a little bit from the game. I'm not sure in which major thing it will, because I didn't watch that particular part.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'm curious to see where they're doing this all online. I mean, there's going to be people trying to mess with them, whether they want to hack it or do something silly. I mean, the NFL, I'm sure they've thought ahead about that too. But yeah, there's going to be people trying to screw with them. So, okay, so we've gone through 4, right?
No,
3. So who you got at 4 then?
The New York Giants select Isaiah Simmons, an outside linebacker off Clemson. Many people are thinking that they should draft an offensive tackle, but not me. I'm saying that Isaiah Simmons will be the one.
So is this the first pick that you're kind of going off of? You're going off script from what some of the other people are saying?
Yeah. It's the first one.
So you think you're saying Giants go defense here?
Uh-huh.
Okay. We'll see.
All right. And then most people are thinking that the Dolphins for the 5th overall pick would pick Justin Herbert because they're looking more at Tua Tagovailoa's injuries over his college career. But I still have the Dolphins selecting Tua.
You're thinking you have to take him there. You don't think, and I don't know if you have it in front of you how many picks the Dolphins have, if they'll be able to catch him later in the draft, but you think that's the time that you need to get him there because you don't think he's going to fall very far.
Nope. If you draft Justin Herbert, the Chargers are anticipating picking Tua right after that pick.
Oh, gotcha. So he won't be there. If you want him, you got to take him there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll buy that.
All right.
So then we get into this will be the first AFC West pick, correct?
Yes.
So we're getting into the Broncos' neck of the woods. So that's the Chargers at number 5?
No, 6.
So Chargers at 6. What direction are they going?
They're going Justin Herbert, the quarterback out of Oregon.
So he'll just stay on the West Coast then?
Yeah. He is familiar with the West Coast offense because he played at Oregon, and they're one of the best teams with the West Coast. And even if the Dolphins pick Justin Herbert, he'd still fit in the offense because they have a little bit of West Coast in them too.
Now, so Rivers is gone, he's a Colt, correct?
Yes, he is.
Okay, so then is San Diego going to draft that kid and just start him, or have they picked somebody else up? And what is their plan for a starter?
It's the 2 starters. It's either going to be Justin Herbert to start, or the backup quarterback for Phillip Rivers, Tyrod Taylor. And so it's going to be one of those 2. I'm expecting a Tyrod Taylor to start the first couple of games, and then just to show how it's done to Justin Herbert, and then Herbert's going to take it from there.
Gotcha. Okay, I'll buy that. So who picks next?
The Panthers with the 7th overall pick. Many people are thinking that they're going to draft a defensive tackle named Derek Brown out of Auburn. Nope. They're going to go with offensive tackle Tristan Wirfs out of Iowa.
That's a big change there from one side of the ball to the other. So why do you see him doing that?
I see him doing that because the Panthers are a trade-worthy team, and they could trade down, and they're more of a trade down team now with a trade than a trade up because they have nobody else to trade up for. You've already got the first 6 picks down, so they're probably going to trade down, and one of the top teams would probably be the Jaguars, maybe, and the Jaguars wouldn't really take an offensive tackle, but they would love to take a Derek Brown.
Now, why doesn't Carolina work a little bit to address their long-term quarterback issue right there? Do they have the guy they want quarterback? Because Cam's gone. So what are they going to do for a quarterback? I know you got McCaffrey, but, I mean, you got to do something. You got to do something there.
Yeah, you have to. I think I have a quarterback. I'm not positively sure. And they would probably trade for a valuable quarterback like Jordan Love if they were to trade it. But that would probably be in like the second round. They could also trade for quarterback Jacob Eason or quarterback Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
And they could be good for the offense because they both have the same playing skill, except that Jacob Eason's more of a throwing quarterback and Jalen Hurts is a scrambler. So I see them going quarterback on a trade.
Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. I'll buy that. So there's 2 now. That's two picks that you see maybe moving in a different direction than what the experts are saying. So what?
Yes.
Where are we headed next now? Who comes off the board next?
8th is Jedrick Wills, who's going to be drafted by the Cardinals. Jedrick Wills is an offensive tackle out of Alabama.
Okay. And that's going to go to Arizona, who they have their quarterback. It's Kyler Murray, right?
Uh-huh.
So they have their guy there. Fitzgerald signed, right? He's coming back for 1 more year. Is he done?
I think he's coming back.
Okay, so he's coming back 1 more year.
And the experts are saying that the Cardinals will draft an offensive tackle, so this one isn't out of the ordinary.
Yeah, because once you get your quarterback, you got to keep him from getting killed.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so the Cardinals are going offensive line. Who picks next?
The Jaguars.
Okay, and that is number 10?
9.
9, okay.
They're going to go with Derek Brown because, like I said, trades. And the Jaguars would be good for a trade with the Panthers. So the Panthers, if they trade down for Derek Brown, then the Panthers would still have their way. Even though they can trade down even further to get a quarterback. But I don't see that happening with the quarterback. So yeah, the Jaguars are a good trade-worthy team, but I've got them going Derek Brown. And this one's a little out of the ordinary because there are 2 main players that would go to the Jaguars: C.J. Henderson, a cornerback, and Javon Kinlaw, another defensive tackle.
Okay, so the kid they're picking, where'd he go to college?
Auburn.
Okay, gotcha. A lot of Auburn, a lot of Alabama, a lot of SEC.
A lot of the SEC, yeah.
Okay, number 10.
We've got for the Cleveland Browns, they're selecting offensive tackle Mekhi Becton out of Louisville.
Okay.
And he's actually a really big guy. He's 6'7", 365 pounds, I think.
Holy cow, it's a big human.
It is. And the one thing that's holding him back from being drafted even higher, it's his weight management. because
Oh, I think I read about this. Is this the one they were saying he likes to cook more than he likes to play football?
no, I didn't read that.
Oh, okay. I can't remember who. I read something today. I got to start writing this stuff down, Jack. They were talking about there's a lineman, or I want to say he was a lineman. That was one of the knocks on him, was that he spent more time cooking than he did playing football. But I mean, I would say if you're going to maintain 360 or whatever, you're going to do a lot of eating. So,
Yep.
okay, so that's your top 10 really fast. Now, let's go back through, start with Burrows. He was LSU.
Yes.
So go through all the colleges. Just tell me 1 through 10, the colleges they came from.
LSU, Ohio State, Clemson, Alabama, Oregon, Iowa, Alabama, Auburn, Louisville.
So how many SEC schools is that?
Oh, we've got 1, 2. I think there are 3 of them.
Okay.
LSU, Alabama, and Auburn.
Gotcha. And how many Auburn guys were there?
Just 1.
Okay, so three of the top 10 come out of the SEC.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then you had the 2 guys from Ohio State.
Yep.
So that's Big Ten.
Uh-huh. Also, Iowa is Big Ten as well.
Okay, gotcha. So you have 3 Big Ten. And then you have Clemson as ACC.
Wait, I have actually 4 players with Alabama with SEC.
Okay, so yeah,
We've
4,
got
3.
2 Alabamas. Yeah.
So 4 SEC, 3 Big Ten, 1 ACC. What is Louisville? Big East? They in the Big East?
It's ACC.
Oh, that's right. So there's
2.
2. And then who's that? Oh, Oregon. So that's
Yeah, Pac-12.
Pac-12. So
Okay.
your breakdown: 4 SEC, 3 Big Ten, 2 ACC, 1 Pac-12 go in the first 10 picks of the draft.
Yes.
Okay, right on. That's the top 10. Okay, so 11. Who you got?
I have offensive tackle Andrew Thomas out of Georgia. Everybody is sure that they're going to draft a wide receiver.
And who is this that's drafted at 11?
The New York Jets.
Okay,
Yeah.
Another team that they've got their quarterback now, so they need to shore up their line.
Yes, they do. They don't have a good O-line. I gotta tell you, they do not have a good O-line. That's why I'm picking an offensive tackle over a wide receiver. Because in wide receivers, you've already got a good one. Robbie Anderson.
It doesn't do you any good to have all the receivers in the world if the quarterback's laying on his back the whole time.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Okay, then the 12th pick. The Oakland Raiders select the wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb out of Oklahoma. And he caught passes from I'm pretty sure, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, and Jalen Hurts. All 3 of them.
Yeah, 3 years in a row then. They're the 3 guys at Oklahoma.
Yeah, he for 4 years. So Baker Mayfield was there for 2 years, Kyler Murray for 1, and that one guy. I forgot his name. Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, Hurts. That came from Bama.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So I've got it. So he's had experience with great quarterbacks, but the Raiders don't have exactly a great quarterback. They're choosing between Derek Carr's gonna have the starting job, and Marcus Mariota will have the backup job. I don't have them drafting any quarterbacks in the first round. I think we can save that till the later rounds.
Okay.
All right. Then the 13th overall pick. The San Francisco 49ers select Jerry Jeudy, wide receiver out of Alabama. And people are anticipating 3 wide receivers in a row, but that's not going to happen with Andrew Thomas being selected. And those 3 wide receivers are CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy, and Henry Ruggs III. and because they have a good quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, and some actually good receivers and running backs and tight ends, but not the wide receiver position themselves. Ever since they lost Emmanuel Sanders to the Saints, they are looking for a player to play wide receiver. So I've got them getting Jerry Jeudy 13th.
Okay.
All right. And then this 14th pick, it's going to be out of the ordinary. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers select C.J. Henderson, the cornerback out of Florida. And they are looking – they have many other positions to care for, including offensive tackle and some other defensive positions. But they aren't focusing on the cornerback in free agency. They haven't recently picked up anybody, so I've got them drafting a cornerback in the draft because they're not getting any from free agency.
Gotcha. So you had mentioned you thought they needed to maybe shore up the offensive line a little bit too. I mean, that's something they're going to have to do because when you make the commitment to Brady like they did, like we can't get him killed.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And so for the Broncos, the 15th overall.
Oh, here we go. The pick I've been waiting for, man. Give me some good news. What are we doing here?
Wide receiver Henry Ruggs III out of Alabama.
Okay, now let me stop you right there.
Yeah.
Why him and not the kid from CU?
From Colorado?
Yeah, I've forgotten his name, but there's a wide receiver there's been a lot of buzz about from the bus. You think this kid from Bama is a better pick?
He's easily a better pick because the Broncos are looking for a wide receiver as their top pick, and they need a good wide receiver. So I've got them getting Henry Ruggs III and the wide receiver Laviska Shenault, the one with the
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, with the bus.
Yeah, he's gonna go to the Bucks.
Oh, gotcha. So he'll have Brady throwing to him there. So okay, one more time. 15. The Broncos were picking up
a wide receiver.
Nice.
Yep. So then, the 16th overall pick, the Falcons select defensive tackle Javon Kinlaw out of South Carolina. This is a bit out of the ordinary because they're expecting like a pass rusher or somebody on the defense. But I've got them drafting defensive tackle because their defensive line, the whole thing, defensive end and defensive tackle, they're not so good. So we've got Javon Kinlaw, a kid out of South Carolina, the number 2 defensive tackle in the draft. He'll be a great match for the Falcons' 4-3 defense.
Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. I'll buy that.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're 17.
The Cowboys select outside linebacker Caleb Von Chasen out of LSU.
Okay.
And many people are thinking he should go 16th to the Falcons. So this may be out of the ordinary for him to go 17th. But the Cowboys don't have that good of a linebacker crew ever since losing like Sean Lee. Or I think they still have him, but he's a middle linebacker.
And he's old. And he's beat up.
Yeah. So you're going to need a new replacement for him. And you've got Caleb Von Chasen.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. 18, the second pick of the Dolphins. They've drafted Tua Tagovailoa. Now they're going to go with safety Xavier McKinney out of Alabama.
So they're just going to keep it. They're keeping it in the Roll Tide family then.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Because they had like the same offense as them because they're really similar, and also after picking up Byron Jones, a Pro Bowl caliber cornerback, they can bump up their secondary and make it one of the better in the league.
That sounds like a plan.
Okay.
19.
19. The Oakland Raiders, this is absolutely out of the ordinary.
Okay, so here we go. Completely 100% off the map. No one else has this pick. Where are the Raiders going at 19?
Offensive tackle Josh Jones out of Houston. Because
never heard of him.
Okay. So he's an offensive tackle, and the Raiders, they're gonna need some help on their offensive line. So you've got him. He actually does well at both left tackle and right tackle. So you have a versatile player that is big. Like he's like the Hulk. He's a strong guy, but he's fat. He's versatile as well, and he could fit into almost any offense as long as they keep him playing both positions instead of one. Because he's not one of the people that would focus on one position. He actually, I'm not sure if this is true, but I heard things that he played a wide receiver in middle school.
Probably so. Most of those guys are pretty athletic. When you get to that level, they're pretty athletic guys.
Yeah. But then you have him gaining weight and eventually becoming an offensive tackle.
It happens to the best of us, man.
Yes, it does.
So where are we at? 21?
20.
20.
This is a little out of the ordinary, but the Jacksonville Jaguars are selecting wide receiver Justin Jefferson out of LSU. Early mock drafts before really free agency, they had them drafting a wide receiver. They were focusing on CeeDee Lamb to go there. So they could still use a wide receiver, although they already have DJ Chark and D.D. Westbrook. Neither of these guys can play in the slot, but Justin Jefferson, he had 18 touchdowns last year, and I believe that 13 of them were from the slot. So you have some good company if you're running in the slot.
Gotcha. And then they have the two. They're still deciding between Minshew,
Westbrook
and
Minshew.
Yeah, quarterback.
Yeah,
So
a quarterback.
Gotcha.
All right, 21st.
Did we lock up?
Philadelphia Eagles. I've got them going Kenneth Murray out of Oklahoma. Do we?
I'm still here. Yeah, we're bebopping around a little bit. Girls are all up on their Wi-Fi, I'm sure.
Yep. So this guy is special with the run defense, and he can get defensive stops anywhere. And the Eagles, they're more of a pass defense sort of team, but when you increase their run defense, you've got an all-around defensive junkie team.
Okay, so 21. One more time. Who's going to Philly?
Kenneth Murray.
Gotcha. Kenneth Murray. Okay, 22.
22. This is just a tiny bit out of the ordinary, as in some of the mock draft attempts I've done, he's gone here, and it was a pretty good pick. Defensive end Yetur Gross-Matos out of Penn State.
Okay, and what's your thinking there? Why do we do that?
So people are really wanting a wide receiver to go to. Are really wanting a wide receiver to go to the Vikings, but I'm saying no. Sorry, because although they lost Stephon Diggs, they've got other positions to worry about, especially on the defense. So
Okay.
I've got defensive end Yetur Gross-Matos going here. All lost to Winfield Joseph, but I think they still have Everson Griffin, or he's a free agent, but can be picked back up by the Vikings.
Okay.
So they could still go defensive end here, just in case you want two equally matched defensive ends on either side in a 4-3 defense.
Gotcha. So 22.
23.
23.
Okay. This is a little out of the ordinary.
Oh, you've done that several times, so let's do it.
Okay. The Patriots select outside linebacker Patrick Queen out of LSU. I know they have other positions to worry about,
Like their quarterback.
like their quarterback, but according to the sources I'm using for the team needs, I don't have them seeing for a quarterback in this first round.
Okay.
I mean, they could always trade for a quarterback if you want. But this is just outside linebacker Patrick Queen. Like they could trade Patrick Queen with Jordan Love, and then they will both get their way. So, because Love will be going to a good team and Queen will be going to a good team. Which brings us to our next pick, 24th pick.
Gotcha.
The New Orleans Saints select Jordan Love, a quarterback out of Utah State.
You think the Saints are going to take a quarterback? You said that's a quarterback, not corner. Quarter. Okay, and that's even with Drew Brees and who's the utility? Yeah.
Yeah, Taysom Hill.
So you think with those two, they're still going to take a quarterback?
Quarterback. Yes, they will. Because Drew Brees is getting old.
Yeah, Drew Brees has been old for a while.
And he's probably going to retire sometime soon. So we're going to need a replacement for him. And you've got the right guy in Jordan Love. Also, they're gonna try and not use Taysom Hill in the quarterback formation as much, but keep him at where he likes it most: tight end, wide receiver, and fullback.
Okay.
Good. So then you've got the 25th pick. The Minnesota Vikings select cornerback Christian Fulton out of LSU. I'm sorry, Vikings fans, for not selecting you a wide receiver, but it is what it is. This guy, he's actually really good and would fit into a pretty good secondary the Vikings have already. But they have good safeties. They just need the cornerback position.
So they're going to shore up their defense.
Yes, they will.
Okay.
And they're going to select Christian Fulton because I have a feeling he's going to be in that cornerback position.
Okay, probably for a long time too.
Yep. He's a young guy, so you've got him expected for a while. Okay?
Cool.
So then the 26th pick, Cesar Ruiz, a center out of Michigan. Because the Dolphins, with having Tua Tagovailoa, and he gets injured, we don't want him to be injured some more, do we?
No.
So we're going to need an extra update on the offensive line. And I've got them taking Cesar Ruiz because he can be used at guard or center. And he was at Michigan, which has some really versatile players, which include Cesar Ruiz.
That just seems a little scary to me if I'm a Dolphins fan and your battery, you're going to have a rookie center and a rookie quarterback. That to me seems like it could be it Yeah, a disaster.
catastrophic. Yeah, but they actually play NFL level, and although Tua Tagovailoa can get injured, Cesar Ruiz, although they played each other in like the I think they played each other in the Citrus Bowl.
Yes.
Cesar Ruiz knows he could protect Tua Tagovailoa in an offense like this. So he also was not injured. He did not have any reported injury that kept him out of game for his career at Michigan, or at least I think so.
Gotcha.
So he's a really
We'll fact check that, but we're gonna go with it. We'll fact check it, but we're gonna go with it.
Okay. So then the Seahawks with the 27th pick, they take defensive end AJ Epinesa out of Iowa. And this is the second pick out of Iowa because Iowa had a good season, even though they had not so good season the season before.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna start saying season all the time now.
Yeah, that's okay.
Season. But AJ Epinesa, they need some help on the defensive end because they lost a lot of key players for that defensive end position, and they can do well in the 3-4 defense, and Epinesa did well in a 3-4 defense, although they switch between 3-4 and 4-3 pretty much all the time. But you've got AJ Epinesa, versatile, speedy, powerful, a jack of all trades, really.
Nice.
For a defensive end.
Okay, so 28.
28. AJ Terrell, cornerback out of Clemson.
And where's he going?
Ravens.
Okay.
This may seem a tiny bit early for this cornerback to be drafted, but I've got him still going here because although the Ravens, they used to have good quarterbacks, but some left them. They used to have good secondary, but some left them. And you've got AJ Terrell, who played just like the Ravens cornerback group. So he's going to do well, even maybe get a starting job for the Ravens.
Gotcha.
All right. Then the 29th pick, the Tennessee of Alabama. You've heard of him, right?
Oh, do that one more time. You broke up a little bit on me here.
Okay. The Titans, with the 29th pick, select Trevon Diggs, cornerback, Alabama.
Yes, he's a stud.
He is. Stephon Diggs' little brother, to be factual.
Yes.
Okay. And he's one of those guys who gets picks, like, out of nowhere. Like, he's on one side of the field while the throw's on the other. He has exceptional speed, so he could get there in time. If it's, like, a deep ball or something.
He can cover a lot of ground.
He can. Also durable. Sorry for not muting my mic there.
That's okay.
He's another jack of all trades, but as a cornerback this time.
Okay,
right.
So where are we at? 31?
30.
30, okay.
All right. So the Packers, with the 30th overall selection in the 2020 NFL Draft, they select wide receiver Denzel Mims out of Baylor. And people are thinking of drafting another wide receiver named Brandon Ayuk. They've definitely going into the first round, but of mine, I've got him going to the Colts with the 34th overall pick because he is first-round caliber, but teams may pass on him And remember, you can always trade up and grab this guy. But Denzel Mims, he played at Baylor, and he had a great season, especially when he played especially when he played in the Big 12 championship game against Oklahoma, which he lost, but he did great. I think he had 100 yards receiving.
Okay.
So you've got a guy who has speed, he has hands, and
he's going to have
catch.
And you'll have Aaron Rodgers throwing him the ball.
Yes, we will. Okay, the 31st overall pick, the 49ers select Jeff Gladney, a cornerback out of TCU.
Okay.
It's been bouncing around whether he'd go first or second, but I've got him going late first, where most people have him going, and the others going early to mid second. But this may be out of the ordinary because nobody really has him going to the 49ers. So not this low into the first round, like in the 20s.
Gotcha.
So Jeff Gladney, another guy that's a jack of all trades. He's speedy. Speedy, can get picks. He had a couple of sacks in a season because TCU was great with the corner blitz, and Jeff Gladney was a guy that was amazing with the corner blitz. He was our main guy when they did that play.
Gotcha.
All right.
30 seconds. Okay, this will be the last one we put on this episode.
Yes.
And then we will do round 2 before the draft on Thursday.
Okay.
Final pick, 32. There's 32 picks first round, correct?
Yes.
Gotcha. So who
Last
do you
pick.
have as the last pick?
Super Bowl champions, Kansas City Chiefs, select Zach Bond, an outside linebacker out of Wisconsin. He's a guy that could slip out of the first round if trades are necessary. So he's more of a guy that would be traded into the second round than be traded up for. Because most people have him going to like the Ravens and the Seahawks and the Saints and all those. I've got him going to the Chiefs. People are thinking of a running back for him and for the Chiefs, but I say not. They will take an outside linebacker.
Okay.
Zach Bond.
And that'll wrap up the first round.
Okay.
Gotcha. So what we'll do, we'll get this guy posted. And then after we get it posted, in the comments, we will put your first round draft order. So It's easier to follow along with. We will have that in there. And then we'll do our second round picks. And we'll have that ready to go before Thursday when everything starts. But we have your first round pick. So you're confident in that?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Is it going to be a little weird for you seeing this kind of online and not on on a big stage with the live audience? Or do you think it's got to be what it's got to be now?
It's got to be what it's got to be. I've seen like WWE, you've got that same thing happening actually right now on Monday Night Raw. But the thing that is more weird to me is my draft. I'm confident that it's gonna happen, but these are some picks that may not happen. Like
I have faith in you. I think you picked a good first round right there.
Okay.
All right, cool. Well, Jack, we'll get this on and then we'll get together again and we'll get your second round put together. But we'll get this guy up and we'll put it in the comments and then we'll just see you. We'll chat here soon and get the second round done.
Yep.
All right, cool. Thanks, man.
Like and subscribe to the videos if you want good luck in creating a perfect mock draft.
Perfect. Thanks, buddy.
All right. See ya.